Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Lane, the one and only Master Propaganda, heroes like defender of the fatherland, off here to 2v2 on Eindhoven. In the north it is OogaBugatti, they're going to name it at the moment, and Ra11 fighting both for the Wehrmacht here with the 26th Panzer, and we got in the south double Brits. With the 7th Armoured Division, we've got Desert Rats here.
Heavy machine gun has been deployed.
Australians, and no little bit for Mike, but fighting lines for the Brits here. So, double Brits versus double Armour is a pretty rare setup here. Most teams tend to prefer, like, you know, one of each. So to see, like, both sides actually, like, going just all in on, like, one faction is very interesting. Definitely not what I'm particularly used to seeing. So a lot of Pioneers, Grannies, MD42s versus a bunch of Sappers, Vickers, and the Australians. We are off, ladies and gentlemen. German Pioneers rush in the centre, laying down some wire there. As always, big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for their continued generous, heroic, and wonderful support of the Propagandacast. And a big thanks to those keep commenting and liking on my videos. That's up nicely with the algorithms. So, Sappers, Vickers on the move there. More Grannies, and we have some Germans, Dingoes for ArmouredT.H. Things are moving towards here. German hard at work fortifying the centre against the British move here. Australians find the bloody Germans are wide off the cover in a most unsporting manner. And there you go, Dingo on the move there for ArmouredT.H. And he's caught laying down more barbed wire. A lot of that stuck out there for the German stuck guard. MD4 catching the Australians here, absolutely hosing them. Dingo there, finding its right flank there, slowly getting shot down by the Germans. East side, though, Mike making steady progress. We do get, I think, some mines, perhaps? No, it doesn't look like it. Another section all on the way here, and almost done for Mike.
Infantry section trained and ready.
German forces slowly pulling up for the centre. West side here, Ra11 committing to large assault here on the western munitions point on the hill. Dingo the racing in, trying to assist the situation here. As his friends had a couple of flank. Got more grenades and machines ready for the German army here. Sappers taking losses in the face of Das Vaterland. More Australians have been summoned forth by ArmouredT.H. East side, a bit of problem by the Germans is quickly shut down by the Brits in the centre. An attempt here to just prevent the Germans from advancing any further has been attempted here with the Vickers inside the small house. Mortars for Mike. An effort, but they're putting to
a victory point is being overrun.
The mortar. Grannies sneaking in here as well. And Sappers on the way there for Mr. ArmouredT.H. Grannies caught with his catching the strings here. Pioneers joining him with MP40s. The machine was on the field sec. Mortar out here for Mike. Ready to blast German positions to smoke them out if necessary. Ra11 goes rah-rah on those grenadiers. Getting just OogaBugatti here, aka Colonoscopy, to make a battle. Choice wouldn't buy anything. In fact, he's going for more grenadiers as well here. So, fairly heavy tier 1 here out of both Wehrmacht players. Triple grenadiers, 1 MD42, double pioneers. Here, I guess the 1-2-3 build? Like 1 machine gun, 2 pioneers, 3 grenadiers. Yeah, the 1-2-3 build. Fuel cache here, the swift being laid down by Mike on the fuel point there.
Cache built, the sector's locked down.
Tally ho, chaps. Officer scores were there for both Wehrmacht players to give their early game troops a bit of a boost. Obviously, there's the Brits to hit like a theoretically pretty fast Humber, in this case, double Humber. Committing this home to the tier 1 does have its weaknesses. That said, of course, at least in the case of OogaBugatti, you know, he could go for Luftwaffe, go for the LD40s. And of course, Ra11 might, you know, go to other options. There you go. Got the officers' quarters up, but also got the Panzer Grenadier Company on the way. East side here, German forces probing at the British position here by the orchard. Sapper sneaking about there. There you go, Pioneers trying to close in with the Vickers. And they do get close, but they also get close to the mortar. Let's see, wipe here for OogaBugatti's Pioneers, unless he withdraws them. Oh, he does get the Vickers, though. And even though it does lose the Pioneers here, that was a pretty winning engagement and certainly quite a blow there to Mike.
Choppers, reporting.
Sting there, that's certainly what these have forgotten. South side here, Dingo, Sapples, Friends all pushing forward. See Grannies withdrawing here, trying to reorganize into a more solid assault force which to push back those Tommies. East side, British force sneaking back there with flares being popped. OogaBugatti there with the Luftwaffe Company.
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Pack 44, Ra11. No Belgium still yet for the down players or for Mike. This continues to be ArmouredT.H, who's probably not going for the 2-pounder gun, but it's actually gone for the Bofors and 17-pounder gun emplacements. Interesting choice there. Though very rarely utilized. Now the Brits, even if they do pick that ability, they just so very rarely utilized. Great thing behind down here, but the Brits under Mike almost got the Grenadiers for their 6-pounder guns for Mike. Pretty concerned about enemy-like vehicles. To one of course, I imagine being Heinz process. No cancels it. Realizes he's lost his Vickers apparently and just goes for one. Where's the bloody machine gun? Those Germans just moving in. We lost the machine gun, sir. We what? We lost it. When? Oh, you know, several minutes ago, Germans burned the crew to death. Oh. Get a new one. And don't tell them what happened to the first one. It might make you look bad.
We're losing a victory point. Heavy machine gun and crew are ready.
ArmouredT.H though, finding his forces not quite that armoured, has been forced to withdraw here as Ra11 moves up with Mechanized. So that's the second battle group chosen here. Station on the way there for Mr. ArmouredT.H, Medical Station for Mike. Jaegers for OogaBugatti. And a lot of barbed wire here out of Mike.
Fire in position.
Fresh attempt at the 6-pounder gun here to Mike. Donation machine putting up. ArmouredT joining in the fun as well here. So, 2 battle groups chosen, 2 to go. Fuel cache, Tropic German forces are in there. British troops under ArmouredT.H looking to counterattack. Of course, also mean the left flank is wide open to Ra11. Finishing further push forward here. That said, I do get wanting to defend that fuel cache, as it does ensure the Allies at least can mildly keep pace with the Germans here. Go counterattack, sub swinging from the other side here. This stream to fight. Dingo suffers a damaged engine again, having just been fixed up. Their Grenadier charge to the Sten guns of the Sappers getting absolutely ripped apart. Another wave troops here for both Ra11 and OogaBugatti. Artillery fire as well, the mortar fire. 25-pounder gun shells here. Cast wounds at risk of getting destroyed. Machine gun narrowly makes it out there. Heavy blows there to OogaBugatti. As Ra11 now pushes in from south side, exploiting the heavy Allied commitment into the Castle Ruins here. Check on the left flank is now pretty open here. And Ra11 is not missing a moment to advance and gobble it all up.
Initiating rollout of battlefield commissions.
Got Mike with a bit of training on the way there.
Threatening a victory point.
ArmouredT.H following up on his Bishop with a Humber armoured car as Mike though.
Victory point.
Well, he obviously has tact, hasn't quite as aggressively committed to it.
Infantry training completed.
There we go, training done for Mike. Not that he has like a lot of infantry, obviously may go for more down the road, but it is certainly worth noting that for training just 50 units. But again, it's the Brits, and it's just generally a good upgrade. Like, you know, 3 I think is arguably sufficient. Obviously, it would certainly generate more value from the infantry training if it is set like, you know, one more section.
We're losing a munitions point to enemy action.
Pushing up the centre here, Pack 40 in trouble. More sappers for Mike. Maybe he's going to go for heavy armoured here. Certainly wouldn't be out of place. Also, he's going to go for Canadian shock. We'll have to see which exactly of these options ends. I mean, he could also go Australian, I guess, but certainly would be the slightly odder choice there.
A munitions point is being overrun.
German forces falling back here now. The British are starting to hit back hard. No troops out. Right, they got the Bishop. Hard at work with a 25-pounder gun there. He's the plane. There you go. Dingo down. Dingo is indeed gone. Further drawl here in the West German. Starting to suffer perhaps a bit more now in the face of British stoutness and applied violence. Got the company command post down the way from Mike. Checking up as fast as he can. Thumbs up. Ra11 floating a lot of manpower and a bit of fuel. He's going for the half-track here. Even then, I mean, he'd go for Panzer Grenadiers. Although I guess maybe he wants to like go for the Panzer Company and get some Starstruppen. Not go for the Stuka D at the same time. I mean, that's a possibility out of Ra11. We never know. The Mike and OogaBugatti continue to both get a battle group. Keeping the cards close. Another Bishop there for ArmouredT.H. Turning heavily towards the clergy there. We got the 2-to-1 upgrade there with the Panzerbuchse, the 2.8cm gut. Heavy anti-tank rifle, light anti-tank, depending on who you ask. Sort of more of a workshop modification there. Certainly quite a few of those in the German army. Others including just mounting a Pack 38 on like, you know, a half-track vehicle there as well, turning that into an improvised tank destroyer, though seemingly reasonably common on both in North Africa, but also at least in front. So fun fact there. Another Pack 40 for Ra11. Training for the Luftwaffe company of Mr. OogaBugatti's got 2 Jaegers plus the 2-to-1 now here. Half-track there for Ra11. Upgrade to an ambulance. Saboteurs, the Grenadiers are close. Do get overcome. Their Grenadiers close to being wiped out. Meanwhile, so much fighting here in the east. West side, though, really remains much more sort of likely action. There's a bit of probing up ArmouredT.H. Mr. Ra11, those quick tactical down shot. And there you go. Panzer Company, and we finally get a battle from Mike. It is, in fact, heavy weapons. Heavy weapons, but heavy armor. With the cheaper sappers on the way there. Calculating even more sappers here than Mr. Mike.
Royal Engineers trained and ready to go.
Meanwhile, 2-to-1 there, going aggressively versus the Bishops. But ArmouredT.H is an old hand and does knock out. Also gets a good shot there with the Bishop. And yeah, self-propelled, artillery pieces like that, you know, did occasionally find themselves faced off with tanks, and so typically would at least had a couple like an RPG rounds with them. Also, for example, I think one case in Normandy where a bunch of German Nassau, but the Hummels, you know, basically got turned into tank destroyers and broke apart the American armored assault. I remember correctly, British, basically a bunch of Shermans. Very much, you know, historically accurate, obviously not their intended purposes, not exactly, you know, something you just rush them into doing. So Panzer Company as well there for OogaBugatti. We do get the stars from there for Ra11. Thumbs up to that. In fact, has gone for the Vespa here, so that likely means something more self-propelled artillery here. But at this point, it's just OogaBugatti there, aka Colonoscopy, was yet to pick a battle group. We got 235 from 88 so far. The Axis forces got a stronger technology than the Allies, definitely was something a bit about that. First Crusader anti-aircraft tank ready here for Mike. More Bishop fire in the centre. 6-pounder guns for ArmouredT.H. He's something of a Vickers left behind here, just covering the area there. Big put by OogaBugatti for the centre. Grenadiers, Jaegers charging forwards. Right into British gunfire there. The Bofors on the Crusader anti-aircraft tank really ripping through those German troops. Backed up by sappers, it ends up being a mass variety of OogaBugatti. Left side airmen providing support here. Starstruppen are all the way over here, apparently having a nice smoke and some Ersatzkaffee. Another Crusader anti-aircraft tank on the way from Mike. Big sapper halt here by the MD-42, flanking around the German position, doesn't be too aggressively here. OogaBugatti still not picking a battle group. We got the Bishop out here for Ra11. The wreck here on the Humber almost took it out there. Bit of good luck, I guess, there from the top hat. So much as they found out running back and forth across the map. East side mortar probably wants to get into a slightly safer position. Just in case. I mean, there's absolutely no screen here. Also, like, you know, the artillery could fire pretty aggressively at it. Another Bishop from a top hat. It's the second Crusader anti-aircraft tank arrives here for Mike. And there you go. OogaBugatti also goes mechanized. But is focusing on the left-hand branch there, and Panthers, the Panzer
RAF Recce is standing by, Commander.
Double mechanized. That's a choice. Got the Crusader swing eastwards here. As the Bishops are getting ready to deliver another sermon here. Big sprint through the Grenadiers, Pioneers flanking in the EX as well here.
The beggars are threatening.
Humber letting loose, artillery fire raining down death from above here. Grenadiers in trouble. Got the Crusaders moving in there. Pioneers being ripped apart. Stars open there. Think about the left side here. From the forwards 488. Got the big control of the Pioneers. Pioneers. Jaegers. Fuel cache there holding up. Sappers charging back from the anti-aircraft tanks here. Good hits there, and we've got some support put in Mike. Oh, it's the marked target one actually, not the artillery. Certainly supporting these more brutal attacks more effectively here. In some regards, Grenadiers might get wiped out here. Big blow there to OogaBugatti. Second Grenadier small ultimate lot of damage. Artillery fire raining down here. Ruthlessly there. In the center, British forces also made some successes really on the left flank here, and is still being held by the Germans. Panthers on the way for OogaBugatti. They're certainly a bit short on infantry. Supports that Panther.
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Lone sapper section attempting to grab that victory point is met with fury and anger. Roughly around 1200 rounds per minute. Got left, right flank here. Oh dear, Mikey doing immense damage. M4's wiped out. OogaBugatti is getting absolutely demolished here. His losses are escalating at a wildly concerning pace as Ra11 goes for another start to score 2 thumbs up. He's in trouble. Panther on the move here. The Panzer Compact 5 machine gun destroyed. Mike having none of that German business about. What man of devilry is this? An air-cooled machine gun? Ha! Not on my watch. Bishops hanging back there. And we do get some Starstorm on the way there for OogaBugatti as well. That's going to be a lot of Starstorm there for the Wehrmacht then. The Germans do still have a victory point lead, but safe to say difficulties are starting to become more pronounced from Germans. Humber finally down after there's like several games with patch effects.
Victory point under enemy control.
There you go. Starstorm squad out for OogaBugatti. Left hand side of the map here, things not going smoothly from a top hat here. Let's try to get his hands on the victory point. But Ra11 there with 74-2 nicely dug in. Is proving to be a formidable opponent. John Wessart in a complete rout.
On the field.
Crusader anti-aircraft tank just slowly advancing east side. We got the Panther moving in. And a bit of fun stuff calling against the Germans here in the Casperons. Closing here. This still going to go to withdraw the assault rather than push forward, so he's trying to play around it. will be interested to see what exactly Mr. Mike will do against the Panther there, because really all he's got is like, you know, single taking a bunch of percent attack for the thing. He can flank it, and then activate that into 20 ability and then hit for the vehicle. Probably knock it out pretty fast. Meanwhile, stood on the way from a top hat. Airship's just blasting everything they can. These this Dawson squad doing its best to grab victory upon their blend covers being chucked. Putting down a very noxious smoke screen there. Almost got the Australians there. Stood taking us from the Pet 40. Jaegers on the move. Starsoming hammer the victory. Got 140 versus 485. More gunfire, more explosions, more boom. German army, the ones from the offensive here. British forces find themselves perhaps lacking something a bit more.
The beggars are threatening a munitions point.
In the case of OogaBugatti, I mean, it's pretty much the Panther at this point that's doing most of the lifting, and we got a second Panther on the way. And Ra11 with a second Vesper. 104 versus 485. Oh dear. OogaBugatti starts from there, almost had the surprise with there. We got the Crusaders moving in there with the veteran vulnerability activated. Shredding the starts from another painful blow there. OogaBugatti really needs to work during the preservation, honestly. He's taking such heavy infantry losses, not something he can sustain, and lost a Jaeger squad. He's down to next to nothing. I mean, that's like a pretty big issue for the Axis forces right now. I mean, that means like Ra11, they could just gang up on him, and OogaBugatti at this stage would actually struggle to assist him. So the fact they kind of got this much map control really is, I think, a bit of a sign the Allies need to be more aggressive. Because again, one guy won't be able to do much to stop the infantry. Got Australians there with an MG 42. 91 versus 174. German forces managed to stop the bleed of victory points again for now. In the center, I imagine just like block them from getting onto it. Machine gun training or team weapon training away there for Mike.
Team weapon training completed.
Boosting machine guns and anti-tank guns plus the mortar. War Star some for OogaBugatti, thumbs up. I just hope it keeps that one a bit better alive than the previous one.
Our victory point is being overrun.
And what is this? Armored top hat with the 17 pounder gun emplacement going up there. Wow.
Now.
Not the most common of emplacements.
Light recon reporting. Let's have a look, see, shall we?
Mike on the move, machine gun that's going up here, I think, with Eastern Point, yes indeed. Might plan to flank up behind the Germans. Could do a lot of damage if it hits from the right angle. No.
We have command points
Not in the
available.
flanks. Just move on to instead. Looking defending units on the way, and there you go. Jaegers just put way too long health against all these Crusader tanks, and there you go. Panther being hit on the side armor. 6 pounder guns managed to stop nicely there. Well played by Mike. Anticipating the Crusader tanks to draw attention, he managed to something to take in such a manner it would like hit anything going forward directly. Smart player there. Tank holding there being ripped apart with Crusader guns. You get some grenadiers and narrowly managing to recruit it, but Armored Top Hat's Bishops have the final word, and the gun gets abandoned again. It also looks like Ra11 has lost a Starscream squad. German loss is time to become significantly bigger. Those losing the Grenadiers here. Also, casualty gap is growing quite aggressively. I mean, at this point, the only thing really the Axis got going for them is just the victory point lead increasingly, I feel like. In almost every other respect, they're starting to fall behind. Like, even map control is significantly less German dominant.
Ranking over plates, ready to go.
So something will have to happen here soon, I think.
We can now construct Churchill tanks.
Churchill tanks for Mike. Oh boy. got even more stars coming out for Mr. OogaBugatti. Thumbs up. Thomas keeps them alive. Panthers in the move. The Panzerkampfwagen 5 ausführen. Straight ahead from the center. Mortars it up here. Machine gun nest being laid up as well. There we go. Definitely expecting James to make a head-on push here. And there goes 17 Panther guns for great hits on the Panther. Almost knocking out already. I don't think OogaBugatti's quite realised it. Yes, it loses a Panther to the 17 Panther gun place. Plenty's moving in there. They do detect it, but obviously a bit too little too late there. And that veteran's one it got just there makes it even tougher to clear out. At least it's not veteran defeat yet. So the contact, we could see another Sussex squad wiped out, and it goes down. These triple Crusader tanks are just melting infantry, basically. Huge blows into the Germans. Like the German systems in infantry saturated, it's difficult to get track of. Got one of them, but now we got like a lot of artillery called in here. Things like they both get down on the 17th Panther gun, which seems a bit excessive. 91 was 120. Axis forces still have the victory point lead, but again, like infantry-wise, they're getting stuffed, ruined, battered. Not entirely sure how they intend to win this, except like just desperately holding off victory points, and the Allies just being too passive to, like, you know, really halt this. That could happen, admittedly. That could happen, but it really shouldn't. I mean, the Allies really have, I think, most of the cards right now. If they were to make a good push, I would say that could probably win the match right here and then.
We've got 75 points remaining.
I mean, OogaBugatti's show so flag 30 right now, for example, is definitely an odd one. I mean, you can sort of see a bit of the logic in it, but and then it doesn't feel exactly like the best one here. We got another Crusader anti-aircraft tank on the way for Mike. In 1973 here. Allies very slowly, desperately trying to close the gap here between the two sides. Setting upon that fun victory point, we've got Amnesty withdrawing German forces also looking towards it. Can they manage it? Coach saying hanging back.
We're losing a victory point.
Bugatti's remaining. Panther wants one move. We got 73 still versus 339. Gap continues to close here between the two. Jägers getting pummeled, almost wiped. Unfortunately, he's there, briefly smiles upon Mr. Bugatti, but only briefly. Another Churchill tank for Mike cancelling his third. Crusader anti-air tank, realizing that, oh, hang on a moment, just going for more Churchill tanks, which will make a lot more sense. They're fighting for the center there. Australians about to get wiped out. They do fall back here, starts moving in. Got a Panther Swan now for Ra11. Really trying hard to wipe out the Starstorm. And there we go, another brutal wipe here against the Germans. And there we go. ArmouredT getting flanked on the back force looking down to the Panther. Lost the Crusader anti-aircraft tank. Not ideal there.
Commander, RAF Recce is in your airspace.
But hardly the worst either. Starstorm for OogaBugatti.
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
Chasing man loss.
Victory point is in enemy can.
There you go, Ace Crusader anti-tank tank out for Mike. And there you go, Ra11's Panthers arrived. And even more stars from there out of OogaBugatti. But again, in most respects, it's not been great for the Germans. The Yankees continue to suffer immensely. Vespers, of course, could be crushed down as well if the German or the British forces willed it. But now they are not making the attempt. There we go, Panthers on the move. Machine gun nest still standing somehow. Got the Germans on the move here. Pushing forwards, here's a border with the Pack 40. Churchill tanks moving forwards, backed up by all manner of other stuff, including that archer there under armoured top hats. Those British command. Breaking the anti-tank gun there. Texas bunker wiped out. We've got stars on the flank here, doing their best. And there you go, try and take out the Vespers with the Bishops.
Victory point is being overrun.
They called in here by the Germans. Vesper fire there. Got one there for tank guns. There you go, Crusader attack-up tank rushing in here.
We just lost an anti-tank gun.
Hack almost wiped out there. Big crew. Merge possibly. Panther swinging in there. Second moving in as well. We've got more Panthers away for OogaBugatti. 73 versus 54.
Victory point under enemy control.
So much until we find out of the Brits. They're holding on. Broadly, valiantly, they are holding on.
Commander, RAF Wacky is in your airspace.
More Vesper fired in. Another Crusader anti-tank there. Slowly getting ready here for Mike. We got the Enders, which is sort of hanging back there for Ra11. Bit of quiet for now. Likely only be very, very brief before every gun starts blasting again here. More Starstorm for Ra11 to replace losses he suffered. Some pretty heavy loss for the Germans. So many Starstorms, so many hardened veteran Panzer Grenadiers. Eastern Front veterans is gone. Panthers looking eastwards. Perhaps planning to attack from another angle finally, pushing for the eastern victory point. Could have done that much sooner, to be honest. But now, as that happens, Mike descends upon the western victory point.
Has our victory point now.
Holy smokes! Direct hit from the Vesper, almost wiped out like several sapper sections, but only almost. 73 between 39 in the east here, machine gun nest down, grab the eastern victory point there with the Jaegers. And there you go, German positions under Ra11's command getting blasted by the Bishops. 71 between 39.
Wacky overflights ready to go.
70. Starts to move again, more sappers for Mike. There you go, the West Panther wants one with infantry. Peninsula locked out, we got the Pack 40 this. Backing up the ambulance, all thanks against the advancing British armoured horde there. Panthers lining up here for Ra11, we've got Bugatti, there's a Ra11 now. Straight to archers, attack for 6 pounder guns, 7 pounder pursuit, Aspirin knocked out. All the Vespers.
Enemy ground forces have claimed a sector.
So much to do fight here, Vespers repositioning. As everything now around them basically starts to explode.
17-pounder anti-tank guns are being called up.
And now Mike is going for Toad 17-pounder guns. Alright. More Starstorm for OogaBugatti. A side section responsibility starts to and inside the weather cream stuff here. Massive battle here. Continues to develop here. Crusader anti-tank gun starts to wipe now. Grenadiers wide. Massive loss here for the 26th Division. Almost got the Vespers too. One Vesper down now is the Ace Vesper. Machine gun team down. Probably again. Going in here with the Panther. Veggie to Churchill tanks. Contribution to the Panther. Of the Archers. And with that, Panther's down. Ra11 is pretty much toast. There you go, GG, game over, victory for the British Empire. A brutal armour battle there towards the end. So much artillery there, definitely a bit crazy. So, hope you enjoyed this match, you've learned something from it. This is Imperial Legion, cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another fun episode. Bye everyone.